Episode 1 of soundtrack number 1 starts with our two characters at a camera shoot, playfully flirting. Sunwoo takes photos of Yoon-soo, who reflects back on how they've been friends since they were 9. He's helping with some pictures, and after snapping a couple, they head back to Sunwoo's workshop to get them developed. While getting those uploaded and printed, Yoon-soo marvels over the pictures up on the walls. Yoon-soo quizzes him on his upcoming exhibition. While Sunwoo is excelling when it comes to photography, Yoon-soo is a lyricist and heads to the studio where she awaits Will, the composer she's trying to impress. However, he's not blown away by her lyrics. Given she hasn't ever experienced unrequited love, he worries that her words are too light-hearted and don't have the knockout power needed to really connect with people. For now, she's rejected, until Yoon-soo begs for 2 more weeks to show what she's worth. When Sunwoo finds out, Yoon-soo sits with her best friend and suggests they live together, just for a few weeks. Between Sunwoo leaving in a fortnight and Yoon-soo's deadline, it seems like a match made in heaven. As it starts snowing, the pair walk home, with Sunwoo admitting that he's not actually going to do the exhibition after all. He wants to start from scratch. With Sunwoo's best friend taking the living room, courtesy of his girlfriend heading over, Sunwoo is left with sleeping in the workroom for the time being. And naturally, he mulls over the photos he took of Yoon-soo earlier on. Cut back 4 years ago, and we see the relationship dynamic between Sunwoo and Yoon-soo a lot closer. There's definite feelings between them, but for Yoon-soo, she refuses to indulge in this. They're so close as friends that an inevitable breakup would leave Yoon-soo unable to live. In the morning, Sunwoo heads over to Yoon-soo's place with a suitcase all packed up and intending to take her up on the offer of living together. For now, he helps her out with tidying up. Sunwoo clearly has feelings for his friend, and that much is apparent over lunch, when she gushes over the composer she's trying to impress. There are pangs of jealousy from our protagonist. The pair end up drinking, though, and for Yoon-soo, she gets a bit too drunk and ends up cuddling up to Sunwoo on the ground in her drunken state. Yoon-soo sleeps peacefully all night, while Sunwoo can't help but stare at his friend. When Yoon-soo opens her eyes, she looks back, but doesn't move from his arms. The bonus track, epilogue, of this episode sees Sunwoo wrapping up a big plush teddy, while Yoon-soo encourages him to head inside and drink with her. So soundtrack number 1 gets things off to a decent start here, with a simple, but solid opening chapter. With only 4 episodes and Disney Plus releasing these once a week, thanks House of Mouse, this looks to be a pretty quick watch, spread out across the month. The setup is simple, but the soundtrack is actually pretty good, and it's helped along by the 2 lead actors, who have good chemistry together. The story wastes absolutely no time getting to the heart of the drama either, with Sunwoo very clearly keeping his true feelings bottled up while Yoon-soo is just oblivious to her best friend, unwilling to take the dive for fear of getting hurt and ruining their friendship. Of course, the ending seems to hint that they will be taking the next step on their romantic journey. 4 episodes is an odd stylistic choice, though, and I worry that we won't see very much of their time together. When you compare this to something like What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, which took its time with the subplots and character chemistry, albeit perhaps with 3 or 4 episodes too many, this one doesn't have that same room to breathe. However, it does set everything up nicely for the chapters ahead, where it seems romance is on the cards.